Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to the next race of finishing what we have started, the Music Artist Cup Series. As the trend continues, we will be finishing what we started. That is going to be the trend for the rest of the season. I'm going to continue to just emphasize that. Race number 7 officially, and we are at Chicagoland. Slight change of the schedule, but should be pretty interesting. As I am recording this race for the third time. First attempt, I messed up the I, and then the second attempt, there was a spontaneous debris caution out of nowhere and ended the race under caution. I mean, it wasn't even a legit caution, it was debris. There was no reason behind the caution. So it was like, you know what, that's stupid, so... And it was a really exciting race, and it pretty much went kaput. I'm not going to say who was where, but it was interesting. It was very interesting, and I'm hoping about the same thing here as I just get some chewing gum here. But before I actually start chewing on this, go and take a look at the starting order here. Jerry Mystery with yet another pole position. He is the absolute qualifying master. And then Iggy Burns, great qualifying run starting on the outside. Isaac Snyder, and an excellent qualifying effort from the number 24 of Logan Drayling. Has not had a great season so far, but that is an excellent qualifying effort right there. Wyatt Walker and Jack Cochran. Brandon Gomez, one of the point leader right now, I believe. And Ethan Timms, and then another point favorite, DJ Reed and Cody Reynolds. Wrap up the top 10. As we take a look at the rest of the starting order for this race here at Chicagoland. 50 laps. Strategy, strategy, strategy. That is the big word for here. Expect the first pit stops to be taking place around the halfway point. And depending on when drivers pit, some might be able to stretch it. Some might be doing a two-stopper. Or might have to do a two-stopper, I should say. We'll just have to see how this will play out. This will be very interesting. And then, of course, if pit stops get thrown in there, well, pit stops, cautions, then that would be even more interesting to see who pits, who doesn't, when, depending on when the caution comes out. So we'll just have to see here. Anyway, let's get the command here, which I almost missed. Let's go racing here at Chicagoland for 50 laps.
Drivers, start your engines!
Winner of the last race is Jerry Mystery, driving the number 80 for Newsboys. As I'm once again pre-recording this, still just easing my way back into things. Still don't want to dive in there, that would feel awkward. But, winner of the last race. And then last two races finishing 1 and 2. First and second for Isaac Snyder. The last two races as... Oh, for frick's sake. I just saw Jack Cochran blow up. That is unacceptable. Want it to be fair for everyone. Come on now. How many times are you going to do this to me, game? I've already had to re-record this twice. But I don't care. We're doing it live. I know this is pre-recorded, so I can just restart the recording, but I don't care. Let's see. The first recording attempt took place last night, September 16th, and today I just attempted the first race. I did the whole entire thing, and then that happened. So I'm going straight into this one here. So it looks like no one has blown up this time, so 80 leading them to the green flag here, and we are underway at Chicagoland. Good start for Iggy Burns, able to hang on here on the high side. Brandon Gomez making it 3 wide. The outside lane here, especially on the outside 3 wide, particularly coming out turn number 4. If you're in the gray up there, there is no grip. Good luck holding your lane. Like Logan Drayling right now is in a bad spot. And he indeed gets into the wall. That is to be expected. That is normal. If you get that far to the outside. I'm going to get away from the lag spike there. 3 wide for the race lead. Brandon Gomez trying to make the move. But Isaac Snyder has gone to the race lead. DJ Reed is moving up here. There's Stephen Collin. And in the top 10 is Samantha LeBron, the number 82. Ben Crouch is moving up here. Tristan Allen has gained a good few spots as well, as the number 80 has to check up. So we got the top 3 here. Snyder, Gomez, Reed, and then Mystery, and then side by side, 2 by 2 behind them. There's another driver who's pretty far up in the points. Mia Leathers, the number 1. Tristan Allen putting in a bit of an iffy spot there up in the gray. He does indeed hit the wall and pretty hard there. Pretty hard hit for the number 82. Oh, excuse me, the 72. My goodness, I'm not with it. If I mess up any numbers throughout this recording, I apologize, but I really want to do this race. I'm very excited for it, actually. As Patrick Smith looks like he got really, probably loose through there. Bit of a gap back from here, so I'm not sure if something might be wrong. Chris Valerio is checking up. We have had a caution by the looks of it. And it is for Zach Ryan. Brett Willis with damage. Logan Drayling, after starting so strong in 4th. And Austin Lipp as well. Badly damaged. So first caution here. Early on. This is where the strategy will start to already take form. So as we move up here, it looks like it's going to be right in here. Logan Drayling into the wall and just contact with Nicholas Wade, the number 40. Barry Bernstein going to get some damage, a little bit of damage from that as well. This shouldn't be too bad. Chris Myers may have gotten a piece of that as well. As some cars took the caution flag while others didn't, so hopefully that doesn't result in any ARCA braking problems. As we got the damaged cars coming down pit road. Does anyone else pit? Chris Myers is on pit road. Despite not having too much damage, but I do see at least a little bit of crumpling there on the front end. Tristan Allen is on pit road as well. Playing a strategy game early on. Going to try and go a few laps more than everyone else, so that he can pit with everyone else and make it to the end safely. Or that may have been to repair some of the damage that he got when he smacked the wall. We'll just have to see. Austin Lipp coming off pit road without a hood. So it is Snyder, Gomez, Reed, Mystery, and Collin here in the top 5. Samantha LeBron up into 6th. And Ben Crouch 7th. Some great gains for both of them. Iggy Burns, front row starter, will be restarting back in 8th. Jack Cochran, and then Dale Salzman up into the top 10. So strong first few laps for the 19. So we'll see how those slow cars will fare, or how the damaged cars, I should say. Zach Ryan is the only car out of the race as a result of that incident. But everyone else who is on track will stay on the lead lap. And the 94 has been showing a lot of strength these last couple races. We'll see if he'll be able to keep it going here. And then also when we head to the next race at Hillside, and then Dodge will be the next 2 races. I know that for a fact. And then I think Watkins Glen, the boot version, because that was a pretty that could be pretty exciting too. So taking the green flag on lap number 9 here. Field in the hands of the 94 of Isaac Snyder, driving for Capital Kings. And we are green once again. As 81 gets a good jump there, but has to check up. But now he'll look to the inside. DJ Reed is right there with him. And the 81 Brandon Gomez, driving for Fallout Boy, has cleared the 94. DJ Reed helping him along here. Now Reed going to think about it maybe. Not quite. Samantha Brun gets a little loose on the inside. Car does tend to get a little little edgy on the low side there. So turn 4 is a very treacherous corner no matter what lane you're in. As we take a look at some of the slow cars, see how they're faring. Lip and Drailing are both fairly off the pace, but doesn't look too bad. Let's see, they were hitting 180 coming out of the corner. Alright, not terrible, but not quick. So the 81, the 45, and then the 94 and the 80. A couple little tandems here. Then a battle between Iggy Burns, Samantha LeBron. There's Ben Crouch in that as well. Dale Salzman has moved up a little bit, but now we're going 3 wide. Mia Leathers making the move. Stephen Cullen in the iffy lane. And does indeed kiss the wall. Mitch Brett's moving up in the number 44. Everyone just trying to sort themselves out. We'll see when the first drivers will make the way onto pit road. It will be a trade-off of track position versus fuel. If you're one of the earlier ones to pit, you can gain a ton of track position. However, that brings fuel into question. The longer you're able to push it, you might lose track position early, but then you can push it farther. But then again, if someone stays out just long enough and they're able to stretch it, well then they're able to... There are so many factors, and that is why the strategy here will be very, very interesting. As Gomez is starting to pull away from the 45, who's battling the 94. That 81 is in the most iffy position as far as his fuel use. He is punching the air for everyone else. Jerry Mystery right on their tail as well. I try and hold that shot as long as I can, but it's kind of tricky to do so. But man, I love those shots. Absolutely love them. Mia Leathers trying to get right on the tail of Samantha LeBron. That is for the 7th position. Ben Crouch got by and is up into 6th, so a strong run so far for the 42. That never gets old. So expect pit stops possibly in the next 10 laps. Or in about 10 laps, I should say. And then stay tuned for the end of this. During the point standings, I'll be explaining a little bit of what will be going on as Snyder trying to get by DJ Reed yet again. The outside lane can get a run. So passing isn't the easiest thing in the world. Gotta fight for it. Jerry Mystery still right on their tail. And then in the 5th position is Ziggy Burns. Going to try and close in, make it a 4-car battle for 2nd place. But the 85 need to start to worry about the 42. 42 is showing some speed. Now he is using more fuel like that. But at the same time, he's got plenty of cars ahead of him. So it's all a big question mark in that regard. As the battle is on for 2nd place. Brandon Gomez is up at the front, absolutely loving what's going on back here as he is pulling a gap. And is all by himself up at the front. But again, he's all by himself. He is punching through all of the air right now. So using a bit more fuel. However, with this lead, he can conserve a little bit more. Because there we have the 2 slower cars, Austin Lip and Logan Drailing. Still pretty good ways up the road. So I don't think that he'll catch them before pit stops. As Snyder has cleared the 45. Is now going to do his best to try and run down the 81. The 80 underneath the 45. The 85 under the 42. Mia Leathers is up into this battle. And Wyatt Walker is there as well. As Samantha LeBron starting to drop back here. Looks like they've had a problem. Ben Crouch up on the high side, 3 wide. Not where you want to be. And will indeed just kiss the wall there a little bit. Not too bad. Nearly gets into the 44 of Mitch Bretz, who's moving up into the top 10. Jeff Scott's moving up here. And there's Jonathan Rains, number 77. Jeff Scott, the number 35. So battle rages on. Further back. There's Cody Reynolds, number 9, up here as well. Going to get the run on the high side. Going to clear Mitch Bretz. Number 1 nearly hitting the wall. May have actually done so there. As we move back up a little farther here. See how the 81 is doing in relation to the 94. Looking pretty similar as far as lap time. We have 30 laps to go in the race. Not far from pit stops. Or the first wave. And then after that, we'll see what will happen. Who will be the first to come onto pit road? Again, they'll have the tire advantage. We'll gain track position. But we'll have to conserve more to try and get to the end on fuel. Or might just make it settle for a 2-stop race. Those are the big questions right now, as Reynolds has cleared this pack. Ben Crouch Foster 11th. Dale Salzman has gotten by Jeff Scott, who is falling back, and Samantha LeBron dropping back as well. Barely able to get in front of the 90 there of Ethan Timms. There's Tom Jonas 57. This is all going on between 50th and 20th currently. Do you sacrifice some fuel for track position or vice versa? That is the big question. As Reed has closed back in on the 94 of Snyder, who is inching a little closer to the 81. I'm not sure. As we're on lap 24, we're within the window. And the leader has pitted, Brandon Gomez. Wyatt Walker coming in as well. First cars on the pit road. Jeff Scott, Ethan Timms are in as well. So they may gain some track position here, and many others further back, so they know if they're going to gain some track position, this is the way to do it. Derek Hamill, Tyler Lyman, Evan Hunter, slightly damaged Brent Willis. There's Nicholas Wade as well, Chris Valerio, among others. And now we have a big wave this time, and that's just about everyone else, including Snyder, Reed, Mystery, Burns, Leathers, Bretz, there's Salzman and Rains. That is almost everyone else. I did see a couple other drivers stay out. Now they're pitting like right on the edge of the window. So we'll just have to see how that'll play out. 2 drivers who stayed out were Cody Reynolds and Ben Crouch. They will give up some track position. Brandon Hall as well, number 49. They will give up track position, but this gives them more assurance as far as fuel goes. They should be able to make it to the end. Those who pitted there on lap 25 it'll be interesting to see what happens. Dawson Wheeler 00 is just sitting there. It looks like he might be in trouble. As everyone else pulls out. And they're going to try and sort themselves out without running into each other. Oh man, I sound like I'm drunk. Well, I kind of am. Woke up pretty early to watch the F1 race today, which was a pretty crazy F1 race for sure. It was in Singapore. As let's see, the number 1 currently listed in 9th. Jeff Scott into 10th, as they're going to get by those who just pitted. Again, Ben Crouch, Brandon Hall, those who just came in will give up track position. But that will allow them more assurance as far as fuel goes. So that's the big question right now. As now, can't even find Gomez. Where is he? As Cody Reynolds is now out on track again. Trying to find where everyone's running. So here, we'll see. Where is Reynolds listed? As he comes to the stripe. Way back in 36. It looks like he may have had a problem on pit road. So your leader is still Gomez. He was one of the first to pit. He has opened up a gap. But Isaac Snyder and DJ Reed hang on to second and third. Wyatt Walker now fourth, gaining track position with that strategy play. Jonathan Rains, Mia Leathers. Battle for seventh between Jeff Scott and Ethan Timms. Foo Fighters and Imagine Dragons. And then Mitch Bretz is up into ninth, driving for Ludacris. And 10th for Evan Hunter. He gained some track position thanks to that strategy call. And again, will they be able to make it? This is a big question. The highest of those drivers who pitted the latest, I think, is Ben Crouch. He and Brandon Hall are racing together. Those two pitted on lap number 26. They are the safest on fuel and will probably be almost guaranteed to make it to the finish. Cody Reynolds pitted with them, but appeared to have had a problem on pit road. Probably won't be a factor. But these two are the most comfortable on fuel. Everyone else who pitted on lap 25, that'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to do so or not. But Brandon Gomez, he is all by himself, punching the air for everyone else. He's caught a slow car, the number 24, Logan Drailing. But we'll be able to get by. But Gomez is in doubt as far as making it to the end. So we'll just have to see how this will play out with 19 laps remaining here at Chicagoland. DJ Reed right on the back of Isaac Snyder, as they're going to try and get by the 24 and should be able to do so. There they go. Wyatt Walker now coming a little bit under threat from the 77 of Reigns. See how that'll play out. Tom Jonas also gained some track position. He's up to 13th. Strong run. Joe Salzman 14th, staying about where he was. There's Valerio 15th. There's Tyler Lyman. One of those who also pitted early. But these are the two I'm keeping an eye on. Ben Crouch and Brandon Hall. Crouch driving for who again? Marty Robbins. And Brandon Hall driving, one of two drivers racing for Lincoln Park. And Salzman going to try and use the outside lane to his advantage. Trying to get the run off as Valerio looks underneath him. Something happened to Jeff Scott. Where'd he go? Jeff Scott has vanished. Yeah, I don't see him anymore. It looks like he may have had a problem, and a terminal one at that. I'm going to find out here really quick. No, it says he's still out there. I must have missed him. I'm stupid. And I don't, anyway. Battle for second rages. Snyder and Reed. 15 laps to go. And now, closing in on this battle is Jonathan Rains, number 77. They're going to try and get by the slow number 20. Austin Lipp. As they're side by side, the 20's going to have to pick a lane. He's going to hold someone up either way. Doesn't have much of a choice. Well, he's being fair. He's holding everyone up. So I'm going to remove my chewing gum here. There we go. As Reigns gets by Snyder with that. And now Mia Leathers is into fifth. Looks like he got by Wyatt Walker, who might be conserving now to try and save a little bit. Is not going to rush to get by the 20. Smart move. Just save. Every little bit that you can save is good. But all that going on behind Brandon Gomez, who again, not all that safe as far as gas. It'll all play out, particularly in the final, I'd say 7 laps, is when we'll start to see what everyone can do. As Mia Leathers right back on the 94 here, trying to gain on the 45 particularly, because Reed, Gomez, and Leathers are all right on top of each other in the point standings, 1, 2, and 3. And they are over 100 points ahead of everyone else. As the battle continues for second place, Jonathan Rains going to try and make it work underneath of Reed. Help from his fellow Chevrolet there, the 94. Should be able to make the move here. As they continue the battle, Wyatt Walker just waiting in the wings, conserving, doing what he can to go as long as he can. He's running 6th. Mitch Brents has gotten up to 7th and Evan Hunter into 8th. They've gotten by Derek Hamill. And then the battle at the tail end of the top 10 now. Looks like someone may have fallen back, as Ben Crouch is making up a ton of track position along with Brandon Hall. There's only 10 laps to go. You can tell that everyone is conserving except for the 42 and the 49. There's Jeff Scott. I don't know how I missed him. I'm stupid. As they continue to work their way around the 20. Up at the front here, Snyder has gotten away along with Rains. Both of them, I'm pretty sure, pitted on lap 25. But the 81 pitted on lap 24. He is the race leader. He can conserve a little more here. He's going to try and make it to the finish. 29.2 that last lap. 28.9. 29.0. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that is a little bit slower for Gomez. That shows that he is conserving a little bit. It's only 8 to go. We've taken 7 laps to go this time by. How far can Gomez go? And will those who pitted on lap 25 be able to make it? Because if they can't, Ben Crouch might be in the best position. Pitted on lap 26. Tom Jones is on a great run right now in the top dozen. As Rains inching ever so slightly closer to the 81. Gomez once again stays out. It is only 6 laps remaining here at Chicagoland. Can they make it? Some lap traffic up ahead, but they are on pace. In fact, they're going even faster than Gomez. He is big time conserving for sure. And I think that Rains and Snyder might be conserving a little bit as well. Taking 5 laps to go here. Gomez doing everything he can to get it to the finish. That is allowing Rains to close in a little bit, but I definitely think that everyone back here is conserving as well. Yeah, they're definitely conserving. Crouch doesn't need to conserve. He's closing in on everyone. He could be. Well, let's face it, he is in the best position as here comes Gomez. He is unable to make it. He is coming into the pits. Now, I think he's short pitting a little bit. He's pitting on lap number 46. It is only 4 laps to go, and that will give the lead to Jonathan Rains. I do think that was a short pit, but that really begs the question, will these guys make it? Or will they try to stretch it? Jonathan Rains is not in the good position right now. He is punching the air for everyone else. He stays out. Snyder stays out. Reed and Leathers are also in a good position here as they are in the tow right now. Wyatt Walker still conserving. He is in the same boat as Gomez, and he has remained on the racetrack. It's only 3 laps remaining. Jonathan Rains driving for Logan Paul in the race lead. Snyder, Reed, and Leathers. Can they make it? They are definitely checking up a lot more. That could just be result tire wear. Wyatt Walker not able to make it. He is coming down pit road. He was on the same strategy as everyone else. Jeff Scott has to pit. Evan Hunter has to come in. Those are some who also pitted along with Gomez on lap 24. So no surprise there. It is a lap and a half remaining. Will the gas hold off? They all stay out as the white flag flies. 1 lap to go here at Chicagoland. Will the fuel last to the finish line for Jonathan Rains or for anyone here? As there's Walker coming back out onto the track. Rains with a slight gap. Just has to make it through 3 and 4. And out of turn number 4 they go. He can coast across if he has to. Now Jonathan Rains will win race number 7 at Chicago. Fuel survived for him, along with Snyder, who will get second place. First, second, and second in that row as Rains just ran out. Rains is out of gas. That shows you just how close it was. Jonathan Rains, going out of turn number 2 on the cooldown lap, has run out of gas, along with the one of Mia Leathers. Dang. So this will shake up the points quite a bit as Gomez had to pit there. We'll take a look at the proper finishing results here. It is Rains, Snyder, Reed, Leathers, and Mitch Bretz will get a top 5 out of that. Great run. Ben Crouch, his strategy will pay off. He will get 6th. Tom Jonas, an excellent 7th. Iggy Burns, 8th. Brandon Hall, also same strategy as Crouch. It will pay off for him in 9th, and Mark Davidson rounds out the top 10. We look through here. Those are all the drivers who could not make it on fuel. They all had to pit on lap. They all pitted on lap 24. They simply could not stretch it. Zach Ryan, the only DNF, as a result, the only caution of the day. As finally I'm able to get this race completed, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good at that. But Jonathan Rains just able to stretch it to the end. But you saw he was on fumes pretty much when he came across the line. He was out of gas, out of turn number 2 on the cooldown lap. That shows you just how close it was. So we'll see how this will shake things up. The 81 going to finish all the way down in 29th. So he will lose some ground. Snyder will gain a lot of ground. He has finished 1st, 2nd, and 2nd in the last 3 races. He is looking very, very strong. But we'll have to see if that will continue as we'll be headed to the 1 mile hillside circuit. High banked. That should be pretty interesting. I've never raced there before, so we'll see how that'll play out. But enough chit chat. Let's go take a look at the point standings and head to victory lane for Jonathan Rains, driving for Logan Paul. Big congrats there. We're going to go pull up the point standings, and while I am doing this, hopefully you all are paying attention, because I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the fact that my plan now, following that race, is to hopefully, maybe live stream Hillside, but I'll probably end up pre-recording that because it's a new track. Might need to play around with that a little more, just to make sure everything is up to spec. Might do some other adjusting to keep things as close as possible, keep things as fair as can be. So we'll see how that'll play out. So it'll most likely be pre-recorded, the next race at Hillside, but then the next race after that, which will be at Dodge, that race I do plan to live stream and then hopefully get back into usually live streaming. But again, it'll only be a few times a week now, not every night like it used to be, for my own sake. Again, ignore these numbers, those are all from the old Pro Series. So that is 7 races down. Let's see what we got as far as the standings go. DJ Reed by only 6 ahead of Mia Leathers. And then Brandon Gomez falls to 68 points back of the lead. I know that sounds really big, but I mean, well, it is pretty big, but it's not as big as you might think. We'll just put it in those terms. Mark Davidson is 4th. Again, those top 3 just kind of a breakaway. And then 133 back of the leader is Mark Davidson. Jonathan Rains shoots up to 5th. 146 back. Then Isaac Snyder in 6th. Tristan Allen in 7th. Cody Reynolds, Ben Crouch, Zach Ryan are the top 10 in points currently. As you look on through the rest of the standings through here, Tom Jonas gaining a little bit of ground there at the very bottom. Mitch Brent's gaining quite a bit, up to 26th. Justin Zidell gaining some spots. Losing out is Tyler Lyman, as it looks like he may have hit a pit as well. And Zach Ryan falling way off as a result of DNFing, unfortunately. But hey, it's racing. It's just how things go. Jerry Mystery in 14th currently, with the best average starting position, 2.29. He has 5 poles. Only 2 other drivers have had poles so far. That would be Cody Reynolds and Isaac Snyder so far this season. But as you've seen, things can go belly up pretty quickly. As I'm about to sneeze. Very sorry. Very sorry about that. Anyways, so this is how full points shake up currently. As we'll be headed to race number 8 at Hillside. Again, most likely pre-recorded, but then we'll get back into the live stream swing of things, hopefully with Dodge. There isn't going to be any particularly set schedule for like days of the week or whatever they'll do them. I do plan though to have a set time of usually about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. If you are in the Glorious but Deleted Google Hangout, I will attempt to inform everyone when I'll be doing them, like on the day that I'll be doing them. So we'll just have to see how that'll go. So pre-recorded next race, and then after that I'll try and live stream most of them. Still may be the pre-recorded race or two here and there. Just depends on whatever's most convenient for me, because I'm putting myself first now. I know that sounds kind of selfish, but I'm trying to put myself first. I need to get my life on track here. But still, you know, I'm getting back into this because I can tell it's still something that I enjoy doing. It's always become a part of me. So I just have to see how it'll go. So anyway, enough rambling. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that race. That was pretty exciting. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Hope you did. And I'll be seeing you at Hillside for race number 8. We are finishing what we started. Hands down. So thank you. And I'll be seeing you in the next race. Or video. Because another plan that I have is, as far as montages go, I know that a lot of my old montages are gone, but I still have them saved, like on my computer. So what I may do is I'll upload an old one in conjunction with a new one. So like an old one and a new one at the same time. Just to keep things cool. So thank you everyone. I hope you all understand all the terms there. And I'll be seeing you in the next race. And until then, have yourselves a good one. Take care and bye for now.